Hey guys, we are back with another Adobe video. This one we are going to dive into Adobe's new AI assistant, and this is in Adobe Express. There's a lot of AI throughout their entire product suite, and I think we know throughout all product suites pretty much now. AI is kind of blowing up. You either love it or you hate it, but no matter your feelings on it, it's here to stay, and you might as well use it to make your workflow easier. Today's tutorial, we're gonna go in and alter some logos that I have. This was an actual practical application that I found where Adobe Express kind of saved me the other day when I had a freelance client who I used to work with come to me looking for a change in their website logo. Just some words changed under it, really simple, honestly, but I didn't have the file anymore. It was an older file and I just didn't have it anymore. Or if I did, it was on some ancient computer. Would have taken me like forever to go find that and deal with all that. So I could have gone in, obviously, Illustrator, Photoshop, whatever, cut it all up, typed out these words. It would have taken all this time. And it would be totally my fault because I lost the logo file. Now, I didn't need anything crazy high res or anything for this. So instead, I was like, let me use Express for this. This is perfect. And all you have to do is type in the prompt of what you want, and it will literally like help you alter and edit that logo. And I'll show you how to do that with a couple different things. And one thing I'll say about Express and the AI feature is I feel like, especially in my audience of many Canva users and people who aren't like graphic designers by trade, or they're just starting their business, they don't want to do graphic design, they want to make this easier, not like harder. This kind of application of Express is going to be really helpful for you, because I feel like I see so many tutorials where it's like, let's make this whale like jump out of the ocean and like do a spin and catch a bird in the sky and then dive back into the ocean, and like, yeah, that's super cool. AI can do that, like Adobe can do that, Firefly can do that, like cinematically that's awesome, but like how are we going to apply that to our actual business if we're not like a cinematographer, we're not creating this type of content? Like, that's a cool concept, really fun and creative, but what if we just need to like add something to our logo or change a color or alter something minor, or like I said, we lost a file and we don't want to spend hours recreating something for a tiny edit? Like, how can we use that as a freelancer or as a person who just doesn't have a graphic design background and wants to make a change? So that's what we're going to dive into today, and I'm going to show you a really quick tutorial, really practical application on how to do that. This video is sponsored by Adobe Express. Alright guys, so what we're going to do now is a really practical application if you're a freelancer or you are trying to edit your own website or graphics for your own business or something a designer made for you. This is a tutorial for you. What we have here is an older client site of mine back from my freelancing days. And this is a site I still maintain if this client needs any assistance with it. So what he needed right now was he wants this logo changed. It says actor firefighter here, but he wants to add that he's a retired firefighter to this logo. Just change the words a little bit there. The problem with this is I don't have this logo anymore, or if I do, it's on some hard drive in a land far, far away. And in this world, there's a lot to do. We don't always have time to look for that or recreate something. So we're going to use the AI in Adobe Express to help us edit this logo more quickly for this purpose. So obviously, whatever your purpose is, might work, might not, but I want to show you what's possible with Adobe Express and how it can speed up your workflow as either a designer working with clients or a small business owner who is not a designer and needs to edit something. The first thing I'm going to do is go to this live website, and you can see I have the logo here. This is actually what he wants it to say, but it's a little bit small or difficult to read. So I want to move this underneath the words so we can make it a little bit bigger and then reinsert the new logo. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and save the image right off of the live website, since I'm assuming I don't have it anywhere else. Call it that. And it's going to save to my computer, and then I'll go into Adobe Express and I will upload the media from my computer. Just had it on my desktop. I'm going to do this one, and I will bring it right in here. And it's a transparent image. So I'm actually going to edit the original image. And then, see, I can make it bigger or larger. And I will want to go in and make my background clear so that we get this checkerboard, which is letting us know we have a transparent background. And now we have the logo file in Express, and we can't really read the white text, but we know what we want it to say. We want it to kind of say the same thing, but I'm actually going to have it rewrite this for us, and I will show you how to do that. And you can see the logo's quality isn't like perfect because it's a PNG, but where we're going to put it on the website, it's going to be clear. This is not like a high-res file, but it's going to work for what we need. So then I will go up here to this toggle, which is our AI assistant, and I will click her on right there, and we get this colored toggle on to know that we have the AI assistant on. And it'll bring us into this little chat window where we can tell it what we want it to do. And now I copied this prompt already from somewhere else. I wrote it all out, and I want to replace the white words to the right on this logo with this in all caps, Oswald font, and I put what I want it to say. I want that text to be editable, so I'll go ahead and let it do its thing. And now I get over here, I get my text. And obviously it's white, so I can't see it. Let's make it a color. So it's in Oswald. It did that for us because I told it what font I wanted. That's a font contained in Adobe. I'm just going to actually make it bigger this way. So see, I created the text for me perfectly right from my prompt, and now I have the text that I want. So now, how do I get it to be that size and shape that I want? That'll be our next step. We're actually going to leave the AI editor for this. We don't necessarily need it anymore. It's done, it's magic. So the rest is just gonna be us positioning the things that we want to put in our logo and finishing it up. So I'm going to click back out of that. And when you click out of it, you see all the other options again on your toolbar. So the next thing I'm going to do is click on my image here. And I'm just going to cut off. You can see right here, I'm just going to cut off the old words from the logo altogether because I don't need them anymore. And the next thing I'm going to want to do is resize my canvas. And I will go to resize, make sure I'm clicked on, not on my picture or on any other element, but right on my background. I'm going to go to resize, and then I'm going to choose a custom width. You could use a recommended if you had a specific size that you were trying to create. But if you don't have a specific size in mind, go ahead to the custom, and obviously I'm going to want to make this a little higher. I don't exactly know how high I'm going to want to make it, but I'm just going to kind of guess. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I will ask it to go ahead and resize that canvas. That's pretty good, actually. That's perfect. So then I will move my logo up here, and then I'm going to want this underneath it so I can perfectly line it up, and I can put my text in center justification, and then I can pull this over here to line it up as well. And obviously you can have like the center pink lines just like you can with anything. There's our center, and you can go ahead and center this one the same way. Just makes it a little easier. Probably going to make it a little bigger. And then I'm going to want to turn this back to white, except for these dividers. If you look at our original, these are actually light gray. They're not white. They look white there, but they're not. So in Express, we're going to kind of do the same thing where we just make these a light gray. We'll pick this. And I'll pick this, and then I'll put a little bit more space actually between these, so I'll have to redo that again. There we go. And then I'm going to make the actual text white again. There we go. And now we have our logo. I might even go center that up perfectly. There we go. I have my transparent logo edited. Everything's centered. Actually, it's not perfect. So there we go. Then I'm done. So I'm going to go to share, download, or I could have just gone straight to download. And I'm going to use a transparent PNG so that I'm saving that again at a transparent level. I might make it just a smidge bigger. It's telling me not to. gonna keep it at 1. And then I'm gonna go ahead and download it. It's instantly downloaded there. And then I'm gonna go back into my website editor and I will go and replace this. I will upload it. And I think it's in my downloads. There it is. And it's in there. And now I just need to make it smaller. Probably justify it this way so it goes there, and make it even a little smaller. And then obviously I can play around with this to make sure that everything is centered just a little there, just so it's centered. And then I have my new logo. I'll go ahead and republish that, and we will be able to now see that this client site has a new logo. I didn't have to have my editable file. I did not have to remake this. I did not have to redraw this. And I was able to use Adobe Express to create this logo quickly, easily in my workflow without having to redesign anything. Like old me would have had to get out Photoshop, open it up, get out Illustrator, like cut the logo. It would have been just a lot of work. But that made it just so much easier. And like I said, I am all for AI doing like crazy applications of, you know, making a bear dance on top of the house and like all kinds of cool effects. But what if you just want to use it as a practical user and like a simple user and just a regular kind of person using it in your everyday workflow, not so cinematically? I think this is a really great way to be able to do that. Hopefully that was helpful for you and you learned something that you can practically apply in your workflow to make things faster. I will see you guys in the next one.